Hello everyone, Echo Frost here, and welcome back to another theory. And if you read the title, then this theory is going to be about Leafstar, and today I'll be going over why I think Leafstar will die. And real quick, this theory is kind of supported by the newest book, which is called Hidden Moon. And I have not read it yet, and all the info I got, I only know due to some research I did. And when I did that, I was trying to not spoil it for myself, so I have a strong feeling that I may end up making mistakes, or my theory may end up being disproven the moment I start reading the book. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started on why I think Leafstar will die. Now, in Elder's Quest, the first book of Changing Skies, Leafstar is old and is not really able to be the leader SkyClan needs. And in that book, Leafstar steps down and her deputy will then become leader. But after I did a little bit of research and I figured out that Leafstar will not have a point of view in the next book, or will not be one of the main characters, well, that got me thinking, what was the reason they made Leafstar relevant in the first book in the first place? Now, I think one of the reasons could be it has something to do with elders, because the first book was named Elder's Quest, and it had two elders as main characters, Tawny Pelt and Leafstar, which would make sense, but whenever I figured out that Leafstar is not a main character in the second book, I was a little bit confused, because why make her relevant in the first book, but the second book have her not a main character at all? And after even more research, it says that Leafstar is still a major part in this arc, despite her not being a main character. And I think the reason this is because they are going to end up killing her off. And it kind of makes sense if you think about it. Leafstar is old, she stepped down from being leader because of that, as well as looking back at some of the other books, it never really clarifies how many lives she has left. But judging by everything that's happened with past books, she has about maybe 1 or 2 lives left. And that makes her really vulnerable. And overall, she could not really run the clan correctly in her old age. It would also explain why she was relevant in the first place. I think they made Leafstar relevant as a way to help build character and help the story progress, because judging by how everything is so far in the arc, it has a big part to do with elders. And I feel like Leafstar's death would help make the story better, so they made her relevant in the first book as a sort of way to show that she's important to the story. Then on the second book, or in any of the other future books in this arc, they are going to kill her off to help the story or to help with character development. But that is basically it for my theory and why I think Leafstar will die. And once again, I have not read the newest book, and I use the information I got from searching things up and doing background checks from older books. And I was trying to do all that without spoiling the newest book, because, once again, I have not read it. And that, once again, would make it really easy for me to make mistakes. So anyway, I'll see you all next time for the next theory or analysis video, and comment down below if I did make any mistakes or if you can disprove my theory.